the basic idea of how this machine works is it works by you have an object, let's say a plastic bag, and you put it into a machine. And this machine uses a special 3D scanner to scan the object. And the scanner processes that information, for example, what the object actually is, into a computer, and the computer is then able to predict a sort of atomic matrix, so that encodes all of the information about the object, every single atom it has. So, and it's in a special order that makes sure that it's not like completely accurate, but it's accurate enough to be represented as the actual, as an actual atomic structure. So then you would have the target matrix, or the object that you want the initial object you put in to turn into. So you would have, the computer would also have a reference of that in its atomic structure of a, let's say an apple. So it would have the atomic structure of an apple, all the atoms that make up the apple in a special atomic matrix, just like the initial object. And basically what this computer would do is a special artificial intelligence would basically, it would try and match up the initial matrix to look like the target matrix. And how this would translate in real life would be lasers, the femtosecond lasers, to kind of breaking down the object into its atomic constituents, and the laser tweezers, the optical laser tweezers, rotating and transporting the atoms to where they're supposed to be. And then you would have, and then the artificial intelligence will also have to have knowledge of all the atomic orbital configurations, so it could correctly connect that atoms together to become molecules, connect the molecules together. But yeah, and yes, so then you would have the target matrix that you wanted. So then you would technically have the object. Now you may be thinking, how is it going to do that if it doesn't have enough? Well, the artificial intelligence will also have a failsafe, so that if it doesn't have enough, it can recommend an object that has enough, the required atoms that it needs to finish processing and creating the target matrix that they want. And that's how the machine would work. Like if you needed a bit more hydrogen atoms, maybe it would recommend some water. So then you would add some water to the object, and it would have the sufficient hydrogen atoms for the AI to use. Now, this machine it's theoretical, but it is hypothetically possible, because we do have the technology to achieve this object, this kind of machine. It's just like, and most of the technology that it requires, we already have it. Most of, like, the optical tweezers won the Nobel Prize. So we already know that the objects that are required are, we have them. So it would be feasible, and you would technically be actually able to build it and use it. Now, some constraints would be training the artificial intelligence. It might take a long time for it to memorize every single orbital pattern and predict every single uncertainty of the electrons. But I believe that could be bypassed, and we could actually create the machine and train the artificial intelligence. And the machine would be great to be used for real world scenarios. We could deplete waste and help the world become a better place, because we will be turning literal trash into food. It will be making the entire world a better place. It will be killing two birds with one stone: pollution and material shortages / world hunger.